Hello YouTube, new stacker here. As I've implied, I am relatively new to the world of silver stacking and precious metals, but I thought after 2 months of active involvement that it was time that I immerse myself into the community of silver stackers and hopefully get some more direction and get involved more and see what happens. I would like to get more positive influence and hopefully be an influence to somebody else. So as I've said, I've been in this actively for 2 months now, just over 2 months. And as you might be able to tell here, I've taken it somewhat seriously. The majority of my efforts have been towards bullion products here and a little bit of numismatics over here, and then some American bullion and just a little bit of gold here. And so I thought I would just go over some of the pieces that I've gotten into, reasons why, and reasons why I've elected to stay away from other pieces, and hopefully get some clarification on that, or maybe somebody can provide new direction for me. So like most of you, I got into silver stacking on the best case scenario that it would provide a hedge against inflation for me, and just sort of a preservation of natural wealth here. When I hold this stuff, when I touch it, when I read about it, when I study history, I recognize this as true wealth as opposed to fiat currency, which you all probably know has a tendency or a propensity for collapse. And and then in the worst case scenario, this would be here for the inevitable collapse of the fiat currency system, the global finance system, which, as you probably are all aware of, is almost certainly doomed to fail. And anywhere in between, it's still good to have this stuff. Even your contemporary investors will tell you to at least put 10 to 20% of your wealth into silver. And I've recently redirected most of my wealth into silver. I've gotten out of the stock market lately. I still have some savings and whatnot, but I am slowly and steadily funneling that into precious metals. And so I thought I would go over a few pieces with you. The first pieces I ordered, the bulk of my first order was the Canadian Peregrine Falcons here. It's part of the Birds of Prey series, the first of the series, and it's 4/9 fine Canadian. Very attractive coin, 1 ounce, 4/9 fine. My only problem or regret with the purchase is that I purchased from AppMax what they call a Mint Direct tube. Not something I would recommend now. I suppose it's something of a promise that the handling has been minimized from the mint, and that it's still going to be rated as brilliant uncirculated. It's either uncirculated or it's not. So I don't see the value in that anymore. But like I said, I was pretty naive and sort of hasty into purchasing that. But I don't regret the purchase at all, really. The bulk of my second purchase was the Canadian Maple Leaf 25th anniversary. I really liked that. I was studying the maple leaves quite a bit, grew fond of them before I ever even purchased one, and I really appreciate the diverse surfacing that they put on this stuff here. I mean, we've got a combination of polish, brush, and mirror finish there within the maple leaf. 4/9 fine. The Canadian stuff has, in my observation, been the best so far. They have increased the bar time and again on purity values, on countermeasures for counterfeiting, for anti-counterfeiting measures. And I'm really quite proud of this. It's climbed steadily but slowly since I bought it, and I might even try to pick up another roll of this in the near future. The bulk of my second or third purchase was the 2014 Canadian Maple Leafs. a gorgeous coin. They did this sort of light defragmenting surface there. The texture is just stunning. If I can get to focus on it. Once again, their efforts towards or against rather counterfeiting are, so far as I can tell, unprecedented. You can see the edges there throughout the whole coin. The surface textures are different throughout. And in the bottom right hand corner, you can see that micro privy there. There's a small maple leaf. Within that maple leaf is another maple leaf, and within that maple leaf is the number 14 inscribed, which coincides with the year of mint. And so that should prove to be quite difficult to counterfeit, which kind of helps the guys sleep at night, I suppose. And whether you're in dire straits or just sort of daily trading and dabbling in silver, I suppose this is what you might want to see on your silver, and something that's very difficult to replicate. We've got a mirror finished effigy of the queen, and the sort of light fragmentation there. In my second or third purchase, I just couldn't help but, indulge myself. I got a roll of the Britannia's 2014s. It's a mirror finish. It is a gorgeous coin. I'm quite proud of it, as are the British, unfortunately. They charge a pretty lofty premium, pretty hefty premium, rather. They're quite proud of this stuff, as well they should be. It's gorgeous. It's got a mirror finish. I suppose that might detract from its value later on if it's going to easily scar, or mar on the surface. But I picked up one roll, and I might get some more. Although I can't see this being widely traded in dire straits, because the impression I have is not a lot of people own this stuff because of its premium. It sort of suffices as a deterrent. But at any rate, I'll likely keep dabbling in it, but it will almost certainly never constitute the bulk of my investment. And the bulk of my last purchase were these, the Silver Libertads. I think they're gorgeous. They're stunning. I was on the fence about them for a while, and then after I purchased just one of them, one singular piece, on my last purchase, I just ordered 64, 65 of them. I've given a few pieces away as gifts, but it's a gorgeous piece. I love everything about it. The one deterrent, I suppose, it has for me would be its simplicity in the texturing. It's beautiful. It just seems like just money, just silver kind of money. It has that vibe, but there's not a lot of surface differentiation. The texture is very consistent. It seems like and I don't know anything about minting, but it seems very easy to mint when compared to your maple leaves or something to that effect, the Canadian bullion. And if it's easy to mint in the first place, to produce, then perhaps it's that easy to replicate or forge. So that's a little bit of a deterrent. If anybody has any feedback on that, please let me know. But I'm considering a monster box in the near future, maybe next year, of either the Libertads or almost certainly the maple leaves, which carry about $1 more per ounce premium, which is still very, very attractive compared to some of the other bullion, particularly the Britannias. Which brings me to the Silver Eagles. I have one left, technically. I'm not impressed with the low purity, 99.2, I believe it is. It just says fine silver. Perhaps they do that to add to its durability. As I've learned, silver is very delicate. If anybody has any reason why, any compelling reason why I should or shouldn't invest more into the Walking Liberties, or Silver Eagles as they call them, please let me know. I've got my finger on the trigger for maybe a roll of this stuff in the very near future, but otherwise, not particularly impressed with it so far. It's a good looking coin. It's widely recognized and it's highly minted, so that does add some value to it, I suppose. But popularity can be not too convincing for me. Next, I'll go to my numismatics here. Just for fun, I kind of delved into the Canadian collectibles here. But what's really enjoyable about this is that it's, I purchased these $20 coins for $20, and they have a face value of $20. So the risk is low if you have faith in the Canadian government. And sure, they could collapse, but that's about 1/4 of an ounce of silver. Like I said, a different approach, and I got some Bobcats here, $20 coins, and I only paid $20 for them. So, not a huge risk from a different angle there. I just got these Polar Bears, $50 coins, Canadian face value. Gorgeous coin. I love the frosted snow and the mirrored water. It's just a gorgeous coin. I subscribe to that series. The bigger ones back here, well, these are about 1/2 an ounce. Those 20s are 1/4 ounce, I believe. Just under 1/4 ounce. This is a 1 ounce $100 coin. At a scrapyard, this is worth $20 right now. But in Canada, this is a good time in a bar. So even though my silver endeavor has cut into my nightlife a little bit, I can at least go to Canada and have a pretty good time for a weekend. So that's always nice to know. I'll probably continue into that, but I'm not going to take it too seriously. Just a little bit of a diverse approach there. Something that I'm really fascinated with are the America the Beautiful coins for several reasons. One reason is the purity is actually 3/9 fine. Difficult to see there. I apologize for that. 5 ounces of silver. This is the Rushmore. Now, I've been to Mount Rushmore recently. It's not as impressive as the coin is, unfortunately. There are better things to see, but there are fewer endeavors that you want to put your money into, and this is it's a beautiful coin. I paid probably about $5 per ounce over spot for this, $120 when spot was $20 an ounce. What's funny about this is the arbitrary stamp. Well, they say it's a tribute, but to me it resonates in a different way. It's $1/4. This is 25 cents legal tender, which is funny because it illustrates to me the true value of the silver. This is my newest one here, the Smoky Mountain. I barely squeezed that in a significant order, and I just had to do it. So I've got 4 of the Rushmores, which are worth, as far as the government is concerned, 25 cents. You can even get a pack of gum for that. And they just arbitrarily stamp, whatever figure they feel necessary on there. It's a tribute, I get it, but when you look at this, I mean, what's different? They just write 100 on there, and it's a piece of paper. They write 20 on there, and it's a piece of paper. And there's I don't want to dig it up. There's 50s, and there's other things in there. They just write random numbers on that stuff, and it means whatever they say it means. It's a promise from, I don't know, Janet Yellen and the Fed, who consistently are not very good at keeping promises, or historically rather, but that's another conversation. So I picked up 4 of those and 1 of these. I'm looking at the newest releases now, and I've even started a little collection for my daughter. I gave her a couple of numismatic pieces that she and her mother have, just to foster an interest within her, so she can play with it, continuously be fascinated. But I've given her 25 so far, and I'll give her 1 for Christmas and a couple of pieces here and there. Finally, I have my gold. I was, it took a lot of courage to get here, but I wrestled with the fragmented stuff for a while, decided the premiums were too much to even risk trying to pass on, and so I decided to go with with a single ounce coin. Once again, the maple leaf and that privy there on the bottom right hand corner just really kind of helps you guys sleep at night. 4/9 is fine. There's a good focus of it.